Hello to all of our presidential candidates. We'd like to ask you all a very important question. Do you ever think of climate change? It is certainly a thing that everyone has questions about, but what exactly does it mean for the world? We believe climate change is a problem that our country and future president need to address. Most people just think of climate change in the end of the world, but what are some actual results of climate change? One result of climate change is the ocean rising.
This subtle feature can be potentially devastating, but what is causing it, and how can we prevent it or slow it down? We're going to talk to an expert right here and right now on this subject. Expert, what is causing climate change and how will it affect the world?
I'm glad you asked, Westy. One of the most important parts of climate change is the rising sea level. It can be potentially devastating. In not many years from now, Florida may be completely underwater. Due to the rising sea level, it is causing more and more floods in coastal areas. Now to the future. Welcome to the future, where the sea level has risen all the way. This is a video of what the world will look like. These are the top 5 cities that are at risk for exposed assets, meaning for valuable items. New York, Miami, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Kolkata. The top 5 cities for exposed population are Dhaka, Mumbai, Kolkata, Ho Chi Minh City, and Guangzhou. From these 5 cities alone, there will be as much as $3 trillion in damage. All these cities shown are gone, flooded and underwater.
Wow, thank you for the information, scientist. Can you tell me about the major contributing factors to the cause of the rising sea level?
Of course. National Geographic says that the warming oceans and shrinking ice sheets is a major contributing factors to the rising sea level. With warming oceans, the volume increases because the ocean starts to expand. 1/3 of the cause of rising sea level is due to the warming oceans. The shrinking or melting of ice sheets is also a very important factor. The melting of glaciers and ice caps account for 1/3 of the rising sea, but by 2100, this factor will only increase the volume of the sea by a couple of cubic inches.
Well, thank you for your time, scientist. This information is vital.
Hello. We are people with a plan, and we are so happy that you've taken the time to consider this increasingly devastating problem.
We have the capabilities to slow down the rising sea level, even though we will not be able to stop it all the way.
However, the key part of our plan is you. As the president, you have the power to change our country's future.
We propose that a reasonable monthly or yearly limit be put upon all companies that emit greenhouse gases.
Currently, the major companies that lead in emitting CO2 or greenhouse gases are Chevron, ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, and Shell.
These companies have been accounted for 12% of all greenhouse gas emissions.
So what we propose is that all companies have a reasonable limit placed upon them of amount of CO2 or greenhouse gases that they cannot go over. In addition to this, all other greenhouse gases that they do emit will be taxed.
This tax can go towards an organization that works towards a climate change-free future.
A decrease in these emissions will slow down ocean warming and stop the ice caps from melting, which will in turn slow down the rising sea level.
But like we said, we can't stop it all the way, so coastal cities should still be prepared. They should protect and preserve their natural barriers such as sand dunes and wetlands, and they should also preserve and maintain their storm drainage systems where necessary.
While we cannot stop it all the way, we can slow it down drastically to the point where we could be saving trillions of dollars and human lives.
Thank you for your time.